What's up, everybody? Shauna D Man here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. We are back with our review of episode 6 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Hope you guys are ready to jump into it. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Down in the description, I'll have a link to my gaming channel for all things gaming. We're currently going through just live streaming every other day. Marvel Spider-Man 2 that dropped earlier, or actually probably late January. We've been going through that for the past couple of weeks. If you're, like I said, definitely go check that out. But let's get into this quick review of episode 6 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I guess if you wanted to call it a filler, you probably can. There was stuff that happened. So obviously, Norman goes to a charity ball, or I guess more like just a charity banquet, as they talk about the incident in Laos, which obviously kind of harkens back to the beginning of Captain America: Civil War. Norman's there as a charity thing. We meet this version, or the show's version, of Thunderbolt Ross. Definitely. So we're learning a lot more about Osborn for sure, as he talks to Thunderbolt Ross about potentially, he's asking him how's the search for Steve Rogers going, and Ross is like, that's classified. But then he kind of like positions himself, and he's saying like, Oscorp is willing and able to help with everything that you need, including bringing in rogue Avengers and things like that. And he talks about how he is already has Spider-Man as an asset of his, who potentially could be used and available to help bring in said rogue Avenger, or any rogue superhero who doesn't align with the Sokovia Accords. So interesting aspect. He's definitely playing to position himself. What the end goal is, who knows? But that is an interesting thing. And then, so at the beginning of the episode, before he leaves for the charity ball, he talks to Peter and Harry. What's her name? Janine, I think that's her name. One of Peter's classmates makes her way up to Osborn's office, and Peter's like, "You can't. You're not supposed to be here. I have access because I'm friends with Harry. Yada yada yada." And she looks at the office where Harry comes out and then leaves, and then later on in the episode we see that there's a break-in at Oscorp. Most of the guards are not responding, and he wants Peter to go and check it out. And we get our first look at Daredevil. I don't remember if we saw in a trailer. Maybe if I missed it, it probably was maybe like a teaser trailer of Daredevil in it. But so we get Daredevil. I can't think. Is this by Charlie Cox? I thought it might have been. Let me see. I think it might have been Charlie Cox. Let's see. I wonder if here we go. Oh, actually, I don't think it'll tell me. Well, maybe. No, I don't really see if it's no, I can't. It doesn't tell me if it's Daredevil or not. I wonder if I go to yeah, I can't really find. I'm sure somebody in the comment section can probably let me know if it's like Charlie Cox or not. But very experienced Daredevil for sure. Looks like he's been at it for a while. Love seeing him in action. I love the little banter between him and Peter, because Peter's like, this is like my top 5, best roof fights he's done, and Daredevil's just kind of like, I don't really keep count, but yeah, this is actually pretty cool. And so I like that. Very, very cool. Very, very fun Daredevil character. So we have that going on, Daredevil seems to be working. I would assume he's working with Janine, if the girl at the beginning of the episode who kind of like peeked over at Harry as he was coming out of the office, because that's where he goes and tries to access some files. So I'm curious on what's more at play in regards to Osborn, because he basically does lie to Peter at the end of the episode, which I'll get to in a second, about some things that I'm pretty sure that he lied to Peter about. Maybe not. Maybe for the most part, I think there's probably some truth to what he's saying, but I think there's other stuff that he's not really divulging. So we have the whole thing with Peter or Spider-Man and Daredevil going on at Oscorp. We've got Nico and Harry back at the apartment trying to bond. Obviously, it is kind of awkward because obviously you have Peter and Nico who've been best friends for a long time. Then you bring in a third person, and it just kind of throws off the dynamic of it. And um, he he basically, tells Nico that Peter is Spider-Man. Now she probably didn't really like fully believe it until the end of the episode, which doesn't make sense to me, because like she goes she goes to try to grab Peter's backpack for some reason, and then like all his stuff falls out. Like I can understand his suit being in there, but it's just a weird way for her to find out. It's just like she goes to grab his backpack, and all that stuff just happens to fall out. And so now Nico knows that Peter is Spider-Man. Obviously, that's going to be an added element to this friendship dynamic, because again, Nico and Peter are supposed to be best friends, but Harry and more importantly Norman Osborn know that Peter is Spider-Man, and he purposely kept that from Nico, who was supposed to be his best friend, which again, from Peter's standpoint, it's understandable on why he wouldn't have told Nico about it. But obviously that's going to be like, I'm curious on how long that little fallout's going to go with these last remaining 4 episodes. But so that's going on. And then you also have Lincoln, or Lonnie, who basically is being tracked by Camilla Black. He gets kicked off the football team because he's not showing up for school. Like, come on, big dog. Lonnie had a future in football, and you basically took that away. And there is a little confrontation between his brother Dre and Lonnie when, he's like, hey, mom and dad's gonna be asking questions when they go to graduation, and you're not there to take pictures. And you can only lie for so long before they start to figure out what's going on. And you've been missing school, this, and this. And even Dre's just kind of like, he wanted to feel useful. Joining a gang is not really a very useful thing to do, honestly, but he felt like he could be doing more. Like he did. I guess he didn't want to feel like because Lonnie has the skill. He's the guy that could potentially go pro and be a pro football player. And then there's Dre, who's no, I don't really know, because we don't have much information in regards to him and like what he likes and stuff like that. We've only seen a few episodes of him in it, but Camilla Black tracks down Lonnie, gives a runaround, and ultimately, by accident, Lonnie leads them to the hideout, the 110th Street gang's hideout. And then the episode basically ends with us getting Matt Gargan meeting Otto Octavius and getting suited up in like I don't know if it's like a full Scorpion costume, but it is a Scorpion based costume. And so the circle back with Norman. He may seem surprised, but I think he knew about Daredevil. I highly doubt that's like a massive surprise to him, because obviously he would definitely keep track of all the things going on superhero wise within the city, even before he met Spider-Man. You know, because like he was tracking Spider-Man and keeping up with him, so it's not unheard of that he would keep his eyes out for other superhero or vigilantes roaming around New York City or around the world and so on and so forth. But we get the confirmation that both Otto and Norman used to work together, and Norman's looking into the designs and things like that, and it's interesting because he mentions the prototypes that were used by the bad guys in the previous episodes were all, kind of prototypes done at Oscorp, and so Norman could potentially track down where Otto is hiding by tracking the signal or the power surge of these weapons. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty all right episode. It was a little awkward though because Peter is like, my mom passed away. Harry's like, I don't have my mom either, and then Peter's like, Nico's in a foster family, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's a little awkward for you to just say all that, you know what I mean? It's just, so I am curious to see on how things shape out. Because yesterday on Wednesday we got 6, 7, 8. We're doing a review of 6 now. Probably we'll have 7 up tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll have 8 up by Saturday or Sunday, depending on how things go with uploading wise. I've seen a lot of people. There's a video that we might look at later on the channel that I caught my attention earlier this week, but overall, like this series has been okay to me. Because there's a video that we might look at where the title of it was "Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is the Spider." Maybe I think it's the Spider-Man that we got, or the Spider-Man that we got where the MCU failed its version of Spider-Man. So I'm very curious about that. So we might watch that here on the channel and like just break it down and give some thoughts about it. But overall, all right episode. I feel like I won't really have a full idea of how I feel about this show until after next week, after episodes 9 and 10 drop. Then I'll probably have a much better idea how I truly feel about this series. Right now, I'm just kind of just watching it, taking it all in, and then just doing these quick little reviews in regards to those episodes. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's fun. Okay. I got to watch 7 and 8 and see about what those are, where those lead. Because I do think we are, if I remember reading it correctly, or like not necessarily a spoiler, but we should be getting the traditional red and blue suit within the next 2 episodes, I believe. I could be wrong. Again, it was just a rumor that I heard, but we'll see, guys. That's pretty much it. Like I said, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Check out the gaming channel down in the description. But other than that, guys, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all have a good one.